Metal Monday. We're all the way into November. We're almost to Thanksgiving through the election.
Let's go.
I thought after the election I was going to wake up and see all green, but the red wave hit the commodities on the Wednesday after the election. Yeah. Why did all the commodities go down that Wednesday?
I think people are worried about tariffs, man.
Is that what it was? I didn't know if it was the tariffs.
It's tariffs. It's China.
Strength
China
of the
came
dollar.
out.
Did that affect it?
It's the dollar strength.
Because the dollar strength went up.
100% still is today. That's
so
why
I think, is that why we're seeing it?
100%.
That's what I thought. I didn't know if there was a ton of data from China coming through.
Well, towards the end of last week, China came out, discussed some of their stimulus plan. It was less than desired by some people, so that kind of took some wind out of the sails. If you watch the market, Wednesday commodities got killed, especially copper was off like
23
something cents. And then the next day, Thursday, it was up 20 cents.
Yeah, it came back.
And then it fell back off towards the end of the week. But I think, and that was because of China.
Down 7 today.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that's tariffs driven, or at least tariff talk driven. I mean, I posted something on TikTok the other day, and somebody said, something about tariffs and China and how that's going to kill the commodities. And I'm like, go read Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, right? And then let's talk. Because if you know how Trump works, he will fucking there's a deal to be had with China, right? We need China. China needs us. Like, we need these other countries as export, import.
We need to all work together.
But are you going to go into that negotiation and be like, we need you, we'll give you whatever you want? Or are you going to go into that negotiation like, fuck you, we'll fucking tear up the shit out of every fucking thing you move in here. Now, how bad do you need us, right? That's called negotiation. And you don't go into the negotiation with fucking no leverage. And so the guy knows how to negotiate stuff, right? Is he a polished politician? Absolutely not. But does he know how to negotiate deals? I think he's probably pretty decent at it.
He's probably been in a few.
Yeah. So there's a lot of rhetoric that goes along with getting leverage, and there's a lot of rhetoric that goes along with trying to get yourself at the table and have the ability to make a good deal for your country and for the other side so that both sides can win. And I believe that, when Trump got elected, that took a lot of the wind out of the commodity sales temporarily until the narrative changes, right? And it says, okay, I was reading something on recycling today. Our seller middle CEO was talking about China dumping steel on these other countries, right? Well, that's hurting this ferrous market. That's hurting the new steel industry. It's hurting other countries that are steel-making countries, not just the U.S., but other countries where China's dumping this $650 billet on them. Like, that hurts their domestic steel industry, right?
Why are they dumping it?
Because that's how they stimulate their economy.
Okay.
They buy scrap, they melt scrap, they make new steel, and instead of just handing people $500 a month to sit on their ass, they make them go to work.
That's how they handle their welfare system.
That's their welfare system.
Okay.
You take your ass to work. And so we're going to dump this cheap material on other countries, and we're going to hurt your industry, but that's how we keep our people working.
Okay.
That's how we keep our GDP up, right? So, if you're on the U.S. side and you're a new steel mill, right, and we've got a lot of capacity coming here, there's something that's going to have to be done, just like there was in 2015 when Trump got elected and he took the presidency in 2016. Something had to be done. And who was one of the biggest proponents of Trump winning? Nucor, right? Who was one of the big, the old CEO of Nucor was one of Trump's biggest backers. Okay. Because they promoted they promoted the steel mill because Trump's whole, discussion is bringing manufacturing, steel making, copper smelting, all that stuff to back to the United States, right? Well, that is counterproductive to what some people feel on the scrap side. But if you ever listen to Chad Ellerbrock and myself discuss steel mill, he goes, Brett, And Chad Ellerbach's been a broker. He's a buyer for a steel mill, right? He's a pretty intelligent guy, and he said it 100 times. And even though I chastise him and we go back and forth, he said, if the steel mills are making money, then the scrap guy's usually making money, right? If the steel mill's not making any money, guess whose margin gets squeezed the hardest?
The scrap
guy. You kind of want the steel mills to make money.
We do.
We talk a lot of shit back and
about
forth.
Their records.
But we don't need them to make it all on us, right? Like, can we just find some love? But they know they need us. We know we need them, right?
Art of the deal.
It's the art of the deal, right? Like, it goes back to square one. So, yeah, I feel like commodities are definitely going to feel some of that pain out the gate.
Natural ebb and flow is happening.
So the proof will be in the pudding. Like, come January, we already know, when we talk about steel mills out there, we're going into November. We're going into December. The November deals are probably already cut, for the most part. Mm-hmm. December, Christmas is on Wednesday this year, and which means New Year's is on Wednesday, which means you might as well just write off fucking 2 weeks of December. Mm-hmm. So really, for us, we have like, quote unquote, like a month and some change left of 2024. Yeah. So inventory wise, scrap wise, plus over here in Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, we're about to be, at least in Idaho, Montana, Utah, and Wyoming, we're already covered in snow.
The snow is about to fly.
Like rain. Yep. So scrap's gonna be harder to come by. So if you've got some material, this is just my personal opinion, and you're not getting the price you want, sit on that shit. Because it's going to be worth more money. Now, if you're a manufacturing company and your business isn't the scrap business, you got to move it, right? Like, you got to get it out of your way.
You can't jeopardize the production.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're in the recycling business like we are,
if you have the space and you can stack,
move some scrap. Do what you got to do.
Move what you can. Move
but
what
I
you have to.
firmly believe that 2025, and I could be all the way wrong. 2025 is going to be a lot better of a year for our industry than 2024 was and 2023 was. Mm-hmm. Only because I feel like we've seen this play out before. I mean, they're going to protect the domestic steel mills. They're going to protect the domestic supply. They're going to figure out how to do that. Does that hurt the export guy? Yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm. Are you and I in the export business over here in butt-fucked Egypt, Idaho? No, not really.
A little.
Like,
maybe.
we feel the pain, like to a certain extent, but people ask me, why am I happy? That's why. Because I feel like there's a better chance of 2025 than there is
I agree.
The way we were tracking before.
I think we're set up to actually see some commodities do what we've been kind of preaching for years and haven't really done it. I think it's ready. It's ready to go, because there's multiple reasons, and we'll just see how it plays out. And, I know the negotiations will go well.
The negotiations are about to be on, right? And there's going to be a lot of craziness between now and then. So run your business, be smart, do what you got to do. But just know that if history repeats itself, there's better days coming.
Yep. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day.